You are live. Welcome to the channel, everybody. I'm very sorry I didn't start on time. I had some technical issues. I thought I'd worked them out, but apparently I didn't. And today we are boning these hams live for you. And if you do this, you're going to save yourself a bunch of money because these guys, this was like $32. This was like $35. Considerably cheaper if you buy it this way. You have to know what you're doing a little bit, but that's the fun of it. So if you take in relation, this part of the ham is your thigh. Your knee joint's going to be here. The pork hock is basically your calf. And it's finding that joint with your finger and going through and cutting the connective tissues. I'm sorry, I only have one camera angle and there we go, pork hock off. I've got two hams, but we're gonna show you with this one. The next thing I do is take the rind off, and then we're gonna deal with that after. Just rough and dirty here. It's we're gonna clean up everything after. And I'm gonna show you what to do. I'm gonna break it totally down. And when these things are cold, they're a little hard to work with, but that's okay. We're gonna manage. It's a little different doing this live because normally you have time and you can cut, but that's the fun of live. Ugh. These are really, really nice lean hams. These are Ontario pork, by the way. I just like taking the rind off now. It's just easier to deal with it than if I try and do it after. Try not to cut into the meat too much. There we go. We're going to just leave that right here for now. Now we're going to take the H bone, which is right here. So you have your leg bone running through, and the H bone, like basically your hip bone. So we're going to take a little bit of meat out. Now if you see here, there's this hole which has a lot of connective tissues on it. We're going to just try and loosen that up. Take the knife, follow the bone. There is another joint here that you have to, that's where the leg bone is joined to the H bone here. Cut through that. Try and take off as much meat as you can at the time so you don't have to trim it later. There you go. Now this is like the ball joint of the leg bone. And we're just going to follow down, cut between these bones here, another joint. Come on. There we go. This is where a nice boning knife comes in handy. Small, it's very easy to maneuver. Because you want to try and clean the bone as best you can while you're doing it. Because you want to leave the meat where it's supposed to be. Get out of here. Almost got this out. Leg bone there. So now the only other bone is this one right here. But what we'll do, and right now all we're doing is taking it down into its individual muscle groups. So that's one. I will explain what they are. At this point, it's pretty easy. You just basically follow the major seams between the pieces. So we got that. We're taking this group out. So basically, this is your inside round with a cap on. If I'm relating this to beef, your inside round, this would be your whole sirloin tip. This piece here, which I'm taking out now, is going to be your eye of the round. And let's just get this out. And then you've got your inside, and this is your outside or flat, whatever, depending on how you call it. So basically, this is all broken down to the first stage. I'm going to switch knives. And now we're just going to trim everything up. Now, I'm going to keep this separate. I'm going to take the fat off. Keep the fat separate. I want to take this. Put this in the grind pile. I know I should be wearing a metal glove, but I'm not. I'm just taking my time. Fat there. There's a big sinew on this side. What we're going to do is going to just take this off, put that in the grind pile. Okay, there we go. Just make this pretty looking. So normally if your meat processor is going to basically, for Black Forest ham, take these two pieces, and that's a 2-piece ham. Some people will leave the eye of the round in and have it like a 3-piece. But for today, we're just taking everything apart, cleaning it up. I'll do the inside next. So this has a cap on it, which is also a great piece of meat. Grind it up, cut it for stewing meat, whatever. Take the fat off. This is a little bit ugly. This part here was actually part of here, so it was exposed. I'm just gonna trim that off. That's all gonna. This is beautiful sausage meat, so I'm gonna deal with that after. And this is kind of ugly, so we're gonna take this stuff off. Leave it in the fat pile. Take this blood spot out. Doesn't look too appealing. Just take these sinews off as well, because nobody really likes the sinews on. Take this off too, just take these blood spots out. They just don't look appealing. Now we're going to get to this guy. So there's still this one little bone right here. Out of going around it. Take that out. And what we're going to do, trim you down a little bit more. Take the bloody spots off that don't look very nice. And apparently this is spoken for, because my aunt was asking my mom where to find this, and she's going to get it now. Problem is, it's hard to find these cuts this way, because most butchers and butcher shops won't do this. There. Take this loose stuff off. Just make it look nicer. Now to the what we call the eye of the round in beef. I gotta go through that. Straighten you out. Take this fat off too. At this point, we're just making it look pretty. There we go. Those are the pork hock. Those are like the major components. Got the bones, which are garbage, are fat. This is all bigger chunks. So what you can do with this stuff, go through it, and you've got nice meat for stews, goulash, whatever. This stuff here is uglier, so we're going to leave that in that pile for sausage making because we're going to grind it up anyways. Before I get too involved with this stuff, because this isn't too exciting, these pieces here, the inside, the outside, these are, I'm going to say, more traditional pieces, what people use for schnitzel in Europe. And since my mom still likes making schnitzel, I'm going to slice this all up and give it to her. Just start this up. Put you in that pile. And then nice sharp knife, long enough. So all I'm going to do is slice this all up and vacuum pack it. Your vacuum packaging machine is probably your best friend in the kitchen. I recommend you, especially if you're doing something like this, have one, because that way you can freeze everything. It lasts much longer. It's going to be protected from freezer burn. And then you can basically portion it off into sizes for your family or whatever. And that way you can always have something. Yeah, let's get down to the end. We're just gonna have a small one. That, and we're gonna do the same thing with this guy. Just straighten you up a bit. I will be doing a video on Black Forest ham one day, and what I'm going to do is basically take this and then bone it out and take these two pieces and make a ham from scratch. It's something I've been wanting to do. I can't always find the raw product the way I want it. You guys over here. Sorry if you have questions, my computer's too far away. I can't read it. I will go through and answer your questions and comments after. I'm just seeing how this live thing works. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and when my local grocery store had these on sale, I kind of said I'm doing it this weekend. Those guys go there. Grind. I'm leaving him. I'm gonna leave him like that. These pork hocks, what I'm gonna do with them, just leave them whole. I will salt and cure them because I want to cold smoke those. Great for soups and stews, especially pea soup, things like that. Can't wait. I will show you. So with the skin here, just gonna a little bit more manageable. What you do with this, skin is tough. It's a it's hard on your blades. I'm not gonna lie. So basically what we're going to do, we just cut it into strips like this. There we go. Take the fat off there. Take the fat off there, and we have clean skins, which we're going to keep. Because if anybody knows pork rinds or cracklings or chicharron or whatever name you know them by, I will be doing a video on that as well. So I'm keeping those. And this fat is perfect because I'm going to save that fat too and use it for sausage making. So you don't waste anything. Everything except really the bones. Yeah, you could cook a stock from them as well if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to trim them down a little bit better, get some meat off, and that's for grinding. This I'm just going to go through too, cut that down, and have that in stewing meat, and then the small bits, ugly bits, are going to go here for grinding, for sausage, or whatever other thing I need. Basically, that's it, people. I'm going to finish this one, but that is basically how to debone a ham and take care of all the pieces. So realistically, this little bit here, that's the garbage. Everything else is usable. And for what I paid, $32 for one, the other, was like $35. If you're to buy this separately, you're going to pay a lot more. So there we go. I think that went well. Leave me some comments, and if you guys like this, I will do more. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and happy eating, everybody. See you soon. Have a good rest of the Sunday.